Hello everybody, my name is James, hope you're doing well and welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about some news that's been reported about Ferrari's management structure, as well as what Max Verstappen said about Sergio Perez returning to the Formula 1 grid. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Formula 1 content. Also make sure to follow me on X at James's Pit Lane, I'll leave a link in the description. But let's jump straight into the video. So let's start with Verstappen, who has backed Perez for an F1 comeback in 2026. Now, as we know, Verstappen and Sergio Perez were teammates at Red Bull between 2021 and 2024, and during their time as teammates, they won 2 constructors' titles together. But Perez was dropped at the end of the 2024 season. Verstappen went on to win the driver's title that year, while Perez only ended up 8th place in the championship. But Perez has been linked with a move to Cadillac, which is joining the F1 grid in 2026, and the race recently reported that Perez's discussions were previously being conducted by his management, but he's understood to have now joined them in recently meeting Cadillac bosses face to face, although not at the British Grand Prix, as Perez is avoiding the F1 paddock for now. And when asked if he thinks Perez is a good option for Cadillac, Verstappen said, as quoted by Racing News 365, "I think so. I think Sergio has always been very strong. He has a few difficult moments with us, but on the other hand, it's clear that often that's the case with us." Now, it's become a bit of a trend that the second driver at Red Bull ends up struggling compared to Verstappen. But I think Perez performed quite well in that second Red Bull seat. You know, in 2022, he finished 3rd in the driver's standings. In 2023, he finished 2nd in the driver's standings. And while he finished 8th in 2024, look at the situation now at Red Bull. I mean, Sergio's replacement, Liam Lawson, was dropped after just 2 races this season and was replaced by Yuki Tsunoda, who's only scored 7 points since being promoted to the Red Bull team. And with 281 Grand Prix starts to his name, Perez sits 8th on the all-time list of the most experienced drivers, placing him as an ideal candidate for Cadillac as well. And Perez has done some really good drives throughout his career. I think his best was at the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix when he went from last to first in the Racing Point. That was an incredible drive, and it was one of the reasons that he managed to earn a Red Bull seat from the 2021 season. And Perez's track record from his previous teams was hailed by Verstappen, with Verstappen going on to say, "I always get along very well with Sergio. As long as he's motivated to drive, then I think that is absolutely, even with such a new team, a good choice. Because if you look at how Sergio drove at Force India, Racing Point, or whatever you want to call it, he always picked up the points anyway." But let's move on to Ferrari, with it being reported that the team are potentially looking at a change in structure. Now, currently the team has your typical structure. You know, you've got Fred Vasseur as the team principal, and his immediate superiors are Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna and the chairman John Elkann. Now, the traditional team principal role means Vasseur is responsible for both Ferrari's technical program and managing its political stances on matters of the day. But Racing News 365 say that Italian publication Corriere dello Sport has reported that Elkann is considering making a change to this structure, with the report going on to say the Italian newspaper claims that Elkann is looking to appoint someone above Vasseur, but below himself and Vigna, to act as a bridge between senior management and the F1 program. Now, this would be very similar to what you've got at McLaren at the moment. You know, you've got Zak Brown, who's the CEO, and he deals with all the political and financial matters. And that allows team principal Andrea Stella to fully focus on the technical program and the race team. So if Ferrari were to go along a structure like this, could it potentially open up the door for Christian Horner to join Ferrari? As we know, Horner was sacked as team boss and CEO of Red Bull following the Silverstone Grand Prix. And while he's still technically at the team at the moment, he's not got any oversight on how Red Bull runs, with the baton being passed on to Lauren Mekies. And Sky Sports News says that it understands that Horner is serving a period of gardening leave until the end of the year. So if he wants to return to F1, that will only take place as early as January 26. Now, it's been reported that Ferrari have been keen on Horner in the past, but following him being sacked by Red Bull, the race reported that Ferrari is understood to have had no contact with Horner and no intention to recruit him. But as I say, it was reported that Ferrari were keen before, so could he perhaps be interested in a CEO type role at Ferrari that replicates what McLaren have got at the moment. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.